Good afternoon. Please remain standing as Pratiti Mehta from your fully employed MBA class of 2016 sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Thank you, Pratiti. That was beautiful. Good morning. I want to see if you're paying attention. How's everyone doing today? My name is Enrique Lavernia, and I have the privilege of serving as the provost and the executive vice chancellor here at UCI. So on behalf of the faculty and staff of the Merage School of Business at UCI, I welcome you to the 2016 commencement ceremony. I would like to acknowledge our ceremony's Mace Marshal, distinguished alumnus Scott Stoll from the MBA class of 1985. Also joining me today on the platform are the following chief academic and administrative officers of the university and other participants in the ceremony. When I call your name, I'd like to ask you to stand and remain standing, and the audience, please hold your applause until we are finished. UC Regent, a Merage School MBA alumnus from the class of 1999 and president of Long Beach City College, Eloy Oakley. Interim Vice Chancellor for University Advancement, Brian Hervey. And from the Paul Merage School of Business, we have Eric Spangenberg, our Dean, Andy Policano, former Dean and current Dean's Leadership Circle Endowed Professor, Mary Gilly, Senior Associate Dean, Gerardo Oquizen, Associate Dean of Master's Program, Rick So, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs, Mort Pincus, Director of the Master's and Professional Accountancy Program. I also wish to acknowledge the presence on the platform of many distinguished platforms from the Paul Merage School of Business. Faculty, please stand. I would also like to acknowledge senior staff members from the Master's and Undergraduate Programs who are here today to witness the ceremony. Thank you all. For the class of 2016, UCI is holding 10 school-based ceremonies celebrating and recognizing more than 8,400 students who have earned undergraduate and graduate degrees during this past academic year. Today, the Merage School of Business is recognizing 543 graduates, including 7 new doctors of philosophy, 314 masters of business administration, 92 masters of professional accountancy, and 130 bachelors of arts in business administration. So, graduates, you've made it so far. Feeling good? So let me tell you that in the course of time, you're going to reflect about your time here at UCI. You're going to reflect about the time you spend with friends, the classes, the professors, and the experiences. But I also hope that you remember those experiences that helped you better understand questions, or perhaps deepened your sense of purpose, or maybe even triggered a new passion. Because even after you leave our classrooms and say farewell to our professors, I hope you will continue to carry inside of you not only these memories, but also the lingering essence of a world of inquiry and discovery. Because you see, you have earned your degree, but your education is just beginning. It was Albert Einstein who said, and I quote, "Education is what remains after one who has forgotten what one has learned in school." End of quote. Education is life itself. Keep learning, not for the grade or the credit towards a degree or maybe a career, but for yourself, for the sheer pleasure of it. Our natural world, our human societies and cultures, our individual experiences are endlessly fascinating. Beyond that, the challenges we face in our own society and also as a global community are urgent and complex, and thus require thoughtful attention, not just from professionals, but from all free human beings who have a stake in the future. There's tremendous personal rewards and tremendous social benefits associated with people of goodwill who live life with a genuine curiosity, who crave understanding, and who seek solutions to serious problems. Education is life itself. From our extraordinary faculty, I know you have learned not only fundamentals, principles, and equations, but you've also learned to differentiate fact from fiction, opinion from data, and as such, the power of critical thinking. Understanding what it takes to have an educated opinion or a justified belief is the entire point of coming to a great university. And so as you commence in the world, please take that understanding with you. The world still needs as many people as possible who understand the difference between any old half-baked opinion and one based on facts. The world needs one other thing that I hope you will carry into all of your future endeavors, and that is a certain way of orienting yourself to your fellow human beings. Universities are places where talented people come together to think with others about important and interesting questions. Many of the topics we work on are amongst the most complex and consequential matters facing the world, and among the most enduring questions facing humankind. When we start, we often have many different points of view. Is a light a particle or a wave? What causes Alzheimer's? Does capitalism undermine or sustain a true democracy? Does morality transcend history and culture? What makes something beautiful? When we see that we have different views, what do? We decide we're going to work through the differences using the norms of a scholarly community. We do not think that it is impermissible to hold views that are different than our own. In fact, we encourage each other to challenge conventional thinking. We often do our best work when we are a haven for the expression of opinions that are sometimes more difficult to express in society at large, maybe because of social pressures, maybe because of political opposition. We debate the strengths and weaknesses of various arguments, and when others are not persuaded, we try to improve our arguments, or we marshal more evidence. Importantly, we are not just here to convince others of the superiority of our position. We want to get it right. We are happy to be proven as often wrong as we are pleased when we have demonstrated that we are correct. And so we keep an open mind. We are willing to change our views in light of new arguments and evidence. At universities, we don't decide whether a light is a particle or a wave by shouting each other down. We don't demand that people who disagree with us be silenced. Not only do we tolerate diversity of opinion, we expect it, we encourage it, and we look forward to the resulting give and take. We deal with a bad or offensive argument not through censorship, but through engagement and rebuttal. And when others around us maintain contrary views, we don't suspend the conversation, we deepen it. I mention this today because this frame of mind is not only essential to the workings of a great university, it is also essential to the workings of any free, diverse, and democratic society. Just as a university cannot exist unless we encourage diversity of opinion and debate, one cannot maintain a democracy on the assumption that all of those with whom we disagree are enemies to be defeated, vanquished, or silenced. After all, it was the great philosopher Commander Spock from Star Trek who said, and I quote, "Infinite diversity in infinite combinations, symbolizing the elements that create truth and beauty," end of quote. So, on this extraordinary day in your lives and in the lives of your family and loved ones, I recommend to you the following. Rather than seek to impose your will on others, aspire to engage the conversation as a skilled and knowledgeable advocate. Bring with you your well-earned beliefs, but also enough humility and respect for the fundamental humanity of those who hold other views, so that you remain dedicated to resolution through the power of persuasion. Settle differences of viewpoint not through coercion and violence, but with ideas, arguments, and yes, in politics, votes. This is what is necessary if freedom and diversity are to thrive in the world. You have lived it these past few years. I encourage you to live it in the years to come. It is my sincere hope that here at UCI we have enriched your mind and spirit, prepared you for your ongoing development as a free and educated human being, and empower you to push the world a little more towards the light, for as you know, the great motto of the University of California is Fiat Lux, let there be light. You are the light and the hope of the world. We are counting on you. As you reach new heights of accomplishment, I hope you will stay in touch so that we can share in your ongoing successes. In other words, join the Alumni Association. They're waiting for you. So, on behalf of all of us on the faculty, let me say to you, to the class of 2016, that you have enriched us immeasurably. We are grateful for the honor of having you as our students, and we are proud of your accomplishments. We congratulate you today, and we salute everyone who cares about you on your outstanding achievement that is represented by today's ceremony. So in closing, a quote from our 16th President Abraham Lincoln, who said, "Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one other thing." End of quote. Thank you. It is now my distinct privilege to invite our guest, UC Regent Eloy Oakley, to say a few words. Not only is he a member of the Board of Regents of the University of California, he is a Merage School MBA alumnus from 1999 and currently serves as the president of Long Beach City College. Regent Oakley, we are grateful for being here today. Thank you for making this a special day, and welcome.
Thank you, Provost Lavernia. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Regents of the University of California, congratulations, class of 2016. It's a special honor to be here this afternoon because I can still remember when I was sitting in those chairs. So believe me, there is life after today. So remember this moment, because I still do. You all are receiving a degree from the University of California this afternoon. The University of California. That's a very wonderful, wonderful achievement. Not only is the University of California the very best research public university in the world, but UCI is one of the best campuses in the University of California, if not the best. Since I'm a two-time man-eater, it is the best. But speaking first as a regent, all I ask of you, and I know you didn't come here to hear me, but what I ask of you is in receiving a degree from the University of California, emphasis on the word California, is that you give back to California. And you give back to California by taking the skills and talents that you've learned and earned and using them to create value in your family, in your neighborhoods, in your community, in this great state. We need you in California. So, give back to California, give back to this fine university here at Irvine, and use the talents and skills that you've earned to create value for the world. Thank you for inviting me here, and again, congratulations, class of 2016. It's been an honor to share this day with you.
Thank you, Eloy. I would like now to introduce our Dean, Eric Spangenberg, Dean of the Paul Merage School of Business. As many of you know, I've completed my first year as provost, and I can tell you it's been a privilege to work with Eric in his capacity as dean. You've got a great advocate here.
They wrote that in the script so he'd say it was a privilege, right? So that's a joke. I'm sorry I had to tell you. Hey, come on. This is a pretty exciting day for you all. I mean, I'm really excited, and my congratulations go to you as well, to each of you. I've had opportunity to celebrate with many of you in different venues over the last several weeks and met many of you over the last couple of years in different kinds of functions and so forth. And I can say, as I've watched you kind of wind down in your respective programs, the one thing that I'm jealous of is I'm jealous of the faculty who got to spend more time with you than I got to. I mean, you just really are a quality group of people, whatever program you've been in. And it's been really exciting for me to be a part of it and to have some of the responsibility for creating an environment that will allow you to succeed in the ways that you have. And I look out and I see a diverse group of people, a successful group of people, just a really good-looking group of people. A lot of you I saw taking selfies and those sorts of things on the way in, right? I want you to think about it this, though. You take a selfie on your way in. As you walk out, take another selfie and ask yourself if you don't look just 1 degree hotter in this next selfie, right? Okay. See what I did there? Okay, yeah. You got that one. All right. Okay, but you know what? I look around the auditorium, I look behind me, I look here, I look to the sides, and I see that all of you in the room represent why the Paul Merage School of Business continues to ascend in global reputation, and we're really ranked very highly and recognized in virtually every business school ranking in the world. And you know, our great university administration from the University of California, from the Board of Regents, the Executive Vice Chancellor, our Provost, they're all here to support our steady growth and our outreach. Our outstanding faculty uphold exceptional standards in research and teaching. We're acknowledged worldwide as having great faculty intellectual capacity. And I know you are aware of that, having sat in classes with them over the last few years. Our outstanding staff members that are just making sure this event comes off without a hitch. They do that same thing every day for your programs, and we're really proud of that, and we deliver a service that's beyond compare. In the audience, we have representatives of our business community. This group supports us with time and treasure and enables us to provide contacts and resources that are enjoyed only by the very top schools, of which we are one, and they also importantly provide you graduates with employment opportunities. So we want to say thanks to them as well. But you know, today is really about you and you as the graduates. You really are the raw material that make us special. While we can teach you how to affect, you know, great outputs from a process, and you've learned process management and you've honed your process management skills and your system analysis, it's only with great inputs that you can realize the success that you will ultimately want to in your business endeavors. And that's what how we have realized our success is because we've got you as the great inputs. And so you really help to make us world class, and you are the inputs. So congratulations, okay? This is a big day. You're truly among the best of the best. You really are. So I'm going to skip ahead here, and I want to just give you a little bit of encouragement. Because I didn't get to teach you, I get to take an extra 1 class period, right? That's 55 minutes. No, I won't do that. But, you know, I'll just take a couple of minutes because I look at you and I'm envious of all that's ahead of you, okay? Because I'm looking back at when I was sitting in your seat, and Regent Ortiz-Oakley had mentioned he remembers that as well. And it's a time of excitement, it's a time of celebration, but there's so much out in front of you. But then I'm also really pretty happy and proud to be able to stay in the Paul Merage School of Business because it's a pretty good place to be for us right now. We do have a really well-deserved reputation of being a personal school, where students are not just a number. And many of you asked how you chose this school, and you said because we weren't just a number when we were being recruited. Each of you is an individual, and you've been implored to make a difference in individual lives. And I will echo that sentiment. And that's a big part of what makes this school distinctive. And I hope that you have developed those special relationships. I know most of you will have several different kinds of relationships with other particularly impactful individuals while you're here. And so that one piece of advice I want to give you is all a part of the Merage brand, okay? And I'm a marketing professor originally, consumer psychologist, so I've got to talk about brand. It's part of my DNA. But I want you to make the most of what you learned, but I want you to make the most of the relationships that you initiated here at UCI. Your classmates, your professors, your new network, your business network. I want you to take time often to recognize and rekindle those relationships, okay? They really do matter. And you're going to think about it. You might let some of them lapse, but then they're going to come back. Don't let them lapse too long. And what I would encourage you to do is try and do this in person, in so much as possible. I want you to think about the difference between texting LOL and actually laughing out loud. Right? See, that was good. I saw some of you trying it, right? You were doing, let's see, there is a difference, yeah. Or if you're going to send a crying emoticon versus actually sharing an actual cry with somebody. Sometimes that's what people need. They need to hear you laugh. They need to see you cry. Or you need to be there with them when they're experiencing those. And if we slip into accepting or preferring diminished substitutes with regard to relationships and communication, I think we become diminished substitutes of humanity. And I know it's okay to update your social network or tweet what you're having for dinner. That's what a lot of us do, right? I mean, send pictures on Instagram of food porn or whatever it is you do. And that's cool, right? It's a big deal. But what's not okay is to ignore the people physically in your presence to do so. So, I just encourage you, say hi to strangers as you walk by rather than just stumbling along looking at your iPhone. This is the work of being human. And I'd ask you to not lose the capacity because you're enamored with technology. We make a lot of use of technology, but you now represent the Merage brand, and that means incorporating a personal touch in your professional efforts. So I'm just going to ask you to think about that a little bit and cogitate over that as you move on. Thanks. And so we look forward to you not just reading our emails and not just sending in an update where you're at. We like those. We want that to happen. But we also look forward to welcoming you back to the Merage School as dedicated alumni, not just in the months ahead, but in the decades ahead. It might sound self-serving for us to want you back, but I would encourage you to make it self-serving for you. It's about that network again, continued learning, the opportunities that we offer for you to network and come back and be a part of what's going on. And also, I'd encourage you to take that phone call from a student and enjoy the process of becoming a mentor, having been a mentee for a while now. And I think you won't regret doing so. So that concludes my remarks. And now I want to introduce our distinguished commencement speaker. And this person is a businesswoman and a philanthropist whose time, talent, treasure, and dedication to the Merage School really is without compare. I've had the pleasure of getting to know her in my first 2 years here, and it's Kristen S. Monson. And she is our own MBA alumna from the class of 1986, and she actually has quite a history. She is not gracing this stage for the first time. She inspired us before I arrived in 2005. She was also a charter member of the Dean's Leadership Circle, and this year she has agreed to take on the chair of the Dean's Advisory Board, and that's attended by CEOs and global leaders of distinction from all over the place. Kristen was also honored by UC Irvine as a recipient of the UC Distinguished Alumni Award in 2006. There's a long biography, a little longer biography in the program, so I won't go through every detail, but I think it's worth mentioning a couple of things. Kristen retired in 2012 as an executive vice president from PIMCO, and we all know PIMCO, the Newport-based investment management firm with $1.5 trillion under management. She joined them in 1986 after earning her MBA, and she'd worked at an equity firm prior to that. She credits her accelerated career to hard work, dedication, and innovation, and she was responsible for over 35 client relationships, 95 separate accounts with more than $50 billion in client assets. So, including some of the biggest companies like Boeing and Ford and those kinds of folks, right? So kind of has a pretty good background to speak from here. She also innovated the PIMCO Institute, which is a client-focused training program offering year-round seminars around the globe. She led efforts to further enhance and develop the PIMCO culture in London, Munich, and in offices in Asia. And she was really big on instilling the firm's values in local employees via globalized servicing standards. So kind of that face-to-face idea and personalization thing I was mentioning a little bit ago, Kristen really embodied it. Kristen and her husband are passionate about travel, and she also volunteers with the OCSPCA Pause program, where she brings her dog Hoot to provide therapy to mental health patients and children of domestic abuse. Most recently, we celebrated the dedication of the Kristen S. Monson Grand Terrace, and I'll invite you to take a look at that when we go back to the building if you haven't seen it already. So those of you who haven't been around the building, it's a nice space. Her gift is the largest pledged in support of the new business school facility and the largest received to date from a Merage School graduate. For this and all that she does to further the Merage School's ability to deliver an exceptional education, we are eternally grateful. Please join me in welcoming Kristen Monson.
Thanks, Eric. So first, what I want to say is Eric just told me while I was sitting up here, he said that one of the big tiles on my grand terrace has been broken now. And I think for whoever did that, I would like to say I'm really proud of you. So you have actually done the reason that I wanted to do that terrace was because of my memories of happy hours when I was here. So I'm proud of whoever did that. I'm glad. So as I sat and I thought about what can I talk about, some of the things I'm going to, being fourth in the line, I might repeat some of those things, but I think what you can take from that is a consistency of as you go through life, you probably learn some things. So first I'll say, never in my wildest dreams. Never, and I always cry at this, I cried at the national anthem. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be in this position. I grew up in Riverside, California, child of 4. We had no money to do vacations except for pile in the Buick station wagon, 6 of us, and drive and hang out at relatives' houses across the country. Every once in a while, maybe we got a Holiday Inn and we get a pool, but we didn't have the kind of money to do much. Never in my wildest dreams, and I worked through Del Taco during high school. Not in my wildest dreams when I worked at Vaughn's all the way through college, working as a checker, saving money to pay for college. And not even when, and this is going to be an embarrassing, I studied my undergraduates in economics. I didn't pick economics because I thought there was something really interesting or wild about it, or I thought that there was anything. My boyfriend at the time was an economics major. I thought, wow, we can hang out, we can have some classes together. I didn't have a plan. And not even when I got my MBA, and I got this job at this little bond firm that nobody ever heard of before, had $11 billion under management, it's a reasonable size. Not even then, and I thought, wow, I got this job, and I think this will shock you guys. Well, maybe it won't because it was 30 years ago. I had a job offer of $25,000 a year and a $15,000 bonus. I thought I was going to make $40,000 a year. I was in hog heaven. I was going to that was great. And if I ever made $100,000 in a year, I'd be pretty for the rest of my life. So never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be able to donate the kind of money that I've been able to give to the school. So. always do this. It's really embarrassing. But I grew up middle class, I talked about. I had a grandfather who was an auto mechanic. I can still, to this day, when we talk about things, we have a ranch, my husband drives a tractor around. I just love that smell of grease on somebody's hands. And I know it was from my grandfather. My other grandfather was a postman. And my parents decided education was really valuable and important, and they actually went through, my mom got a master's and my dad his PhD, and they made education a big focus in our life. So when I went to work, I had a couple of mentors that actually really spent a good time encouraging me. And what they would do is they'd really pushed me and was like, what do you want? You can do anything you want. I really didn't believe it at the time, but they said, you can do anything you want, so what do you want? Go get it, make it happen. I said, it's this drive. It wasn't like this plan I had or this big strategy, and I always felt because I didn't have a plan or I didn't have a strategy that I was behind other people. But what I did have was a drive and a desire and a belief that I always could do more, I could be better, I could try harder than anybody else. So I now turn this to you, and I would say, there's some of you out there that have a big plan, you have it all planned out, and that's great. And the others of you who don't have a big plan, who cares? You will do it. It doesn't matter that you're sitting there like with that, and I run into a lot of people your age that go like, I don't know what I want to do, it doesn't matter, just do it. It doesn't really matter. The fact that you have actually accomplished what you're accomplishing today means you have the drive and the desire to get it done. So the difference between those people who are excellent and those people who are average is pretty small. It's not a big thing where somebody is really brilliant or they have a great idea or they have great connections or they have some sort of head start. The difference really is in your control. You have that control. So I will challenge you as you go through your initial life is to say, what do you want? And you can do whatever you want and go out and make it happen. So let me give you a few things that I think are keys to success, and some of them might correspond to what you've heard before. But let me first define what I think success is. And success isn't about how much money you make. It's not about the title that you achieve. It's about how you move through the world and who you touch. And some of that may come with monetary success where you can give back. Some will be the physical presence, whether it's sitting there with my dog and in a mental hospital. And some's just going to be the kindness that you share with others. So let me start with my 10 simple tips to success. Number 1, wake up every day ready to attack it. You may not have a plan, but do it with vigor, energy, determination. Attack the day. Number 2, do what you say you're going to do. And do it on time or do it early. It is, for me, a key way to succeed. And you will think that everybody does it. Nobody does that. All you have to do what you say you're going to do. When you make a commitment at work to get a report done, you do it, and you do it on time. If you commit to go to a party with a friend, you go. I don't care whether there's something more important or something more fun that seems to come up. Make a commitment, stick to your commitments, do it on time. Be passionate about what you do. And I want to emphasize that is not do what you're passionate about. That's be passionate about what you do. Your mind has the mental ability to actually enjoy whatever it is you're doing. So whatever you're doing, whoever you're with, be passionate about that. Don't look at it and say, I'd rather be doing something else. Be passionate about it. Never, ever say, well, I did my best. If you didn't achieve the results that you want, then try harder. Ask yourself what you need to do differently to get what it is that you want. I firmly believe there's no such thing as, well, I did my best. I guess I wasn't good enough. I did my best. You can always do more, and you can always push yourself. Push yourself to be uncomfortable. I mean, I'm uncomfortable up here. Push yourself to be uncomfortable. Take risks, take challenges. And my example for that always is, I think it back to skiing. And I think that, there are a lot of people who want to go through life and they want to ski on a blue run. I ski with people who want to ski on blue runs. Don't go through life blue runs. Go through life on the chutes. Go through life on black diamonds. Take some risks. Be scared. You will never succeed until you actually have that fear that you may not succeed. So look at it, conquer it, be uncomfortable, and you will actually get ahead faster. Uncomfortable is asking for what you want. When you're at work, ask for what you want. Ask for that job promotion. Ask for the project. And I'll say for the women out there, it's a slightly different generation than what I went through, but women also, you need to make sure to ask for what you want at work and also in life. This whole idea of you see some hot guy across the bar and you wait for him to come talk to you, you will miss out. Get your butt up and go over and talk to him. Ask for what you want. Surround yourself with diversity. We've heard that before. Surround yourself with diversity. You surround yourself with the people who think like you, talk like you, act like you. I can tell you, you are going to numb your mind down to nothing. Surround yourself with people who actually disagree with you and discuss it and argue about it. You won't imagine all the new ideas that will come into your life. And it still happens at my age, 56, that it still happens that you're still challenged and you're still getting interested in new and different things than you did before. I will reiterate what Eric said, put down your electronics. And oh my gosh, did my daughter say to me the other day, there were 3 of us at lunch, my husband, me, and her, and she was the only one that wasn't on the phone. I was just as guilty. She's like, look, I'm the youngest one here, and you 2 are sitting here on your phone texting. Put your electronics down, have face-to-face conversations. When you're working and a client sends you an email, call them back. Call them back. I can tell you one of my reasons for success was I would pick up the phone, I would call them, and I can tell you I would get 3 or 4 other things or ideas that had nothing to do with the email that they sent me. So you will learn so much more about what you're doing when you actually speak and talk to people. And in speaking and talking to people, that means listen also. It's unbelievable the conversations you have where people are so focused on what they want to say that they never hear the other person. Listen to them so you're not just busy telling your story and waiting to tell how much you know and talking about it, but listen to them. And when you can and where you can, give back to the world your time and your money. And people say, well, I don't have any money now. Then you have time. So give time and money where you can, because that is what you're going to find really. I mean, how many of you, I know it's like, it is way much more fun to give than to get. It's way much more fun. I was telling Eric, I said, I didn't want my name to be on that terrace, but boy, the first time some event came up and it said the Kristen Monson Grand Terrace and there was a party there, I was like, woohoo! I was so excited to see that in print, that the terrace was getting used. And finally, I'll say prioritize spending time with friends and family. Time is truly, really the only least available resource that you have. So I would say, look at the people next to you right now. You will lose touch with them. Do everything you can not to lose touch with them, because these are the people that are going to be with you for the rest of your life, and that's going to be important to you. And I look at the stands. Look at the stands. Look at how filled they are. These are your family supporting you. Make sure that you prioritize them in your life. You will do the same thing that I did. You will prioritize work and you will say, well, I'll go take care of that later. Well, work is too important. put it on your calendar and plan to spend time with it, because I guarantee you, when you get around to it, either the other person will no longer be around or you won't be around, and you will have missed out on the key of life, which is the interactions with other people. I'm sure somebody told me that, and I did not listen to it, and there's people in my life that by the time I got around to spending time with them, it was too late. So I'll end with saying I have no idea what each of you have in your wildest dreams, but I'm absolutely positive that each and every one of you can do whatever you want. You will exceed your wildest dreams. And I'll say, how do I know? Because I'm living proof. I'm a girl from Riverside, and I was in your seat 30 years ago. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. I'm now pleased to introduce our student speaker. Our student speaker today is Kweku Guyaba. Kweku is one of our executive MBA graduates who auditioned among students across all the academic programs to be the Merage School student speaker representing the entire class of 2016. The judging was based on a number of factors, and Kweku, like all of the applicants, is a shining example of the student population that we're proud to have in the Merage School. I know, congratulations to everybody who was considered, but we could only have one. A little bit about Kweku. He was born in Ghana, West Africa, and apparently we have a few Ghanaians here today. Welcome. Yeah, there you go. I heard that he was going to bring a cheering squad from home, and that's awesome. He earned his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Howard University in Washington, D.C., and upon graduation, well, we're going to shout out for Howard, too. There you go, all right? We got some D.C. folks. Kweku began work for Clark Construction, one of the nation's largest general contractors. He currently works there as the Director of Purchasing and Community Engagement for Clark's nearly $2 billion Western region. Clark's projects include LA Live at the Nokia Theater, Petco Park, the LA Forum renovation, and one of the rides at Disneyland. Okay. One of his proudest accomplishments in his leadership of the successful expansion of Clark's renowned subcontractor development strategic partnership program. That's a mouthful. Specifically, it's designed to increase the capabilities and capacity of small business owners in the construction industry, many of which are women, veterans, and minorities who have traditionally been underrepresented in the construction industry. So he's having a big impact in that way. Here at UCI, Kweku is active with the Center for Real Estate and a member of the Merage Real Estate Association. There's a lot more about Kweku and his story on the Merage website, and I encourage you to take a look at that when you get an opportunity. So with that, I'm going to ask you to welcome Kweku.
Thank you, Dean Spangenberg, and good afternoon to the faculty, administration, guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2016. I would like to sincerely congratulate each and every one of you and ask that you give a thundering round of applause to those family members, friends, loved ones, and companies whose support made this day possible. I would personally like to thank my cheering section, many of which flew in all the way from Ghana, and especially my wife, who along with my children are the reason I'm able to be before you today. Thanks. See, in the midst of the excitement of a day like today, it's important that we take a step back and recognize that by graduating from the Merage School here at UCI, we are graduating from one of the top 50 business schools in the world. What an awesome opportunity, but also an incredible responsibility. And it's the intersection of that opportunity and responsibility that we'll talk about today. It's what I've coined as the high calling of the business person. No, I didn't say the high rolling of the business person, though that's what many of you may have in mind now that you almost have this world-class degree in hand, but rather the high calling of the business person. The foundation of this high calling is the acknowledgement that by graduating from Merage, we have been given much. And to whom much is given, much is required. Think back to the quality of the education you've received, as well as the depth of the relationships that have been developed during our time here at Merage. Think back to unique experiences, such as the international residential trip, where many of us experienced life and culture in countries we had never visited. On my particular residential trip, we not only visited Thailand, but represented UCI as one of the first schools in the country to visit Myanmar. A couple of the companies that we encountered and met with in Myanmar embodied the high calling of the business person. The garment manufacturer that wasn't there to simply take advantage of a low-wage workforce, but saw it as their responsibility to provide a clean and safe working environment, access to health care, and to teach life skills that could last for a lifetime. The telecommunications company that, upon their first shipment into the country, when confronted to pay a bribe, not only refused to do so and had their goods delayed, but by the time they eventually received their goods, had set a tone for how they would conduct business in that country from that time forward. When we take a look at these decisions made by these business leaders, we must recognize they did not do this to make news or become in some publication about how great their corporate social responsibility worked. They took these actions because they sincerely believed there was a lasting mutual benefit to developing people and operating ethically, and they were willing to stake both resource and reputation to do so. My fellow graduates, as we reflect on the decisions of these business leaders, there are a few important questions we should ask ourselves. How will I exemplify this high calling throughout my life and business career? How can I turn the very real challenges that we all will face into real opportunities to make an impact in the lives of others? How can I do well for myself by doing good for others? My fellow graduates, it's the answers to these questions, along with the confidence and relationships developed during our time here at Merage, where we will find the power to press on toward our highest callings as business leaders. In closing, I'm actually going to ask that we take a moment of silence. A moment of silence to commemorate our former way of thinking prior to our Merage experience, followed by a rousing round of applause for the new perspectives gained during our time together at this great institution. Thank you, God bless you, and Zat, Zat, Zat.
Kweku, thank you. Thank you, Kweku. And I know I join everyone in here in wishing you a successful future, both professionally and personally. And it was inspirational. We appreciate that. And I know you represent just the kind of quality of all of these graduates here today. So as we move forward in today's celebration, we want to talk about a few of the other accomplishments of the class of 2016. We want to honor some of our award recipients. So I'm going to ask that as I read each graduate and the award that they're being recognized for, would you please stand? And there are 20 award recipients, so I would ask that you wait until I get through all 20 to applaud, but I know that sometimes doesn't work, so I'm not going to hold you to it, all right? You'll still get your handshake and picture, even if you do slip out a little applause. Okay, the Joseph W. McGuire Award for the highest grade point average in the MBA program is awarded to two people, Divya Gotapu and Brittany Elizabeth Winkler. Please stand. Stand up where you're here. The George W. Brown Award for Overall Academic Excellence and Exceptional Service to the Paul Merage School of Business in the MBA program is awarded to Sahil Yadav. Stay standing. Go ahead and stay standing, please. Okay. The Paul and Lily Merage Visionary Award goes to Saeed Adel Hassan, as well as Anne-Marie Steffa. The highest GPA in the Executive MBA program is awarded to Chris Yarbrough. The highest GPA in the Healthcare Executive MBA is awarded to two people, Anne Pham and Marcel Frey. The highest GPA in the Fully Employed MBA program is awarded to three people, so it's a three-way tie, Robert and Michael Fernandez, Alana Gebhardt, and Dina Gordon. The highest GPA in the Masters of Professional Accountancy is also a tie, Tara Nathan and Jia Liao. I'm also proud to acknowledge our Bachelor of Arts Award recipients today. The Chancellor's Award of Distinction is presented in collaboration with the UC Irvine Alumni Association to these graduating seniors who represent exceptional academic achievement and a commitment to cutting-edge research, leadership, and service to UC Irvine. We have several of these today, 4 of them in fact. Maida Ostana, Lindsay Nicole Cassell, Pak Kin Fong, and Tracy Lamb. All right. And named for our former dean here today, Andrew J. Policano, we have an award that's presented, the Policano Award, to the graduate who best represents the ideals of the Merage School as demonstrated by both academic performance and contributions to the Merage School. And it's a familiar name, Tracy Lamb. Congratulations. And the Exceptional Service Award is presented to those graduates who demonstrated an extraordinary amount of service to the Merage School and or on behalf of the Merage School community. Yunri Fan and Melanie Nariam. And finally, graduating summa cum laude in the Bachelor of Arts program are Jessica Helprin and Christina Spauer. Let's say congratulations to all of these for their awards. You can be seated, thank you. I would also like to thank all those students who gave of their time and talents in service to their fellow students and to the Merage School. Will all of those who served as officers of the student associations, clubs, class representatives, and so forth, please stand. I'm not going to call all of your names. I'd like you to stand, though, and be recognized by your peers. Thank you. Thanks. Go ahead and be seated. When you're filing out today, remember to say thanks to those people because they carried some of the load on some of that stuff for you. They were great. It is now time to recognize our graduating students. This is what we're here for, okay? The Paul Merage School of Business awards 4 degrees, the PhD, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Professional Accountancy, and the Bachelor of Arts. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management please rise and remain standing? Provost Lavernia, I'm delighted to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management.
With the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended by your faculty, admitting you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which pertain to those degrees, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the university. Dean Spangenberg, I will join you on the platform to congratulate the recipients. New doctorates, please come forward to be recognized. Senior Associate Dean Mary Gilley will read the names of these new doctors, their dissertations, chairs, and the faculty members who will hood them.
Thank you. The first candidate for the doctoral degree is Yi Jen Ian Ho. His dissertation is The Impact of Social and Spatial Proximity on Consumer Choice in Digital Markets. His advisor is Professor Sanjeev Dewan, and he will be hooded by Professor Dewan. Jong-Yu Paula Howe, Subjectivity in Employee Performance Ratings and Promotion Decisions, the Analysis of Job Levels. Her advisor is Professor Joanna Ho, and she will be hooded by Professor Ho. Chin Lee, her dissertation is Do Analysts Understanding Innovation? Evidence from Patents and Trademarks. Her advisor is Professor Suhong Teo. She is hooded today by Professor Mort Pincus. Next, we have Syed Ali Hojat, New Models and Mechanisms for the Planning and Allocation of Online Advertising. His advisor is Professor John Turner, and he will be hooded by Professor Turner. Yeah. Brian Yang, his dissertation is Regulatory Changes in Depository Institutions. His advisor is Professor Lu Zhang. He will be hooded today by Professor Carrie Vandell. This concludes the presentation of the doctoral degrees.
The Paul Merage School of Business grants one MBA degree, but we have 4 different programs to enable our students to choose the delivery and specialized topics that best suit their interests. We have the full-time MBA, the executive MBA, the healthcare executive MBA, and the fully employed MBA. Before calling each group up separately at this time, I would like to ask all the candidates for the Masters of Business in Administration to please rise and remain standing. Provost Lavernia, it's my pleasure to present to you the candidates for the degree of Masters in Business Administration.
With the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended by your faculty, admitting you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which pertain to those degrees, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the university. Dean Spangenberg and Associate Dean Oquizan, please come forward to congratulate the recipients.
it is my pleasure to please invite the full-time MBAs to come forward. As you come up and you receive your degree, we ask that you take just a moment, pause, so that we can commemorate with a picture. So please come on up.
Divya Gutapu.
Mengzi Zhang.
Vanita Garg.
Ziong He.
Amrita Datta.
Deepak Manor.
Abhishek Bakar.
Pramod Malina.
Sunil Janardanan.
Young Mo Kang.
Navit Krishnan Srinasavan.
Yong Wan Kim.
Jason Downing.
Chan Hyun Kim.
Gary Stabline.
Irene Angiano.
Venku Kang.
Anne Crook.
Sahid Yadav.
Dr. Shadi Lalazari.
Andrew Fields.
Jermaine Chen.
Francis Zhang.
Nicholas Schmidt.
Raul Gupta.
Catherine Tirador.
Keith Tryman.
Kevin Riley.
Adil Hassan.
Dr. Kyle Paredes.
Jin Setao.
Nicholas Hajar.
Kay Honda.
Emilio Miranda.
Hiroki Uchiyama.
Nitin Majgi.
Kentaro Koga.
Debruk Ghosh.
Yusiki Hanke.
Anish Deepak Sator.
Shiraki Tanaka.
Sridhar Kandasamy.
Masaki Katsumata.
Mehmet Onur.
Christopher Siegel.
Brandon K. Scott.
Dr. Vivian Chima Ugwali.
Alex Kexel.
Dr. Hannah K. Liu.
April Liu.
Christine Kelly.
Kouros Ramazani.
Justin Kivel.
Fabio Sato.
Zach Tran.
Ben Kempenik.
Sophia Fong.
John Clark.
Sean Hu.
Aaron Byers.
Anne Marie Steffa.
Paul Crowley.
Vicky Drong.
Christine Chapman.
Shumei Zhang.
Jonathan Mandala.
Arjun Menon.
Kevin Reddy.
Richie Tree.
Nomi Lee.
Dipinka Shrista.
Jacob Yee.
Rishab Sunder.
Junwoo Chang.
Eric Shao.
Wasu Lee.
Yang Fu.
Aaron Acuff.
Peter Chi.
Dr. John Wesley Patton III.
Omar Pisarabu.
Daniel Meneses.
Taerong Lee.
Michael Galanif.
Dr. Francisco Ugalde. Dr. Emerson Posadas. Dr. Shirog Dese. Dr. Shane Mesco. Dr. Sari Lahab.
It's my pleasure to now invite the executive MBAs to come forward.
Kweku Jabbar.
Daniel Bredaway.
Chris Yarbrough.
Toturaj Amadi.
Shabir Akan.
Dr. Cletus Noons.
Eddie Furkande.
George Carson.
Doug Ero.
Masame Mullen.
Rajnish Sinha.
Dana Carlson.
Jason Wells.
Alexander Lozano.
Michael Dorio.
Ming Jo Chen.
Michelle Katava.
Jessica Osso Quick.
Brent Miller.
Tana Kittisatanon.
Christian Berger.
Stephanie Guyton.
Christian Roy.
Tom Lin.
Ryan Johnston.
Stacia Cato.
Pamina Barco.
Anne Taikau.
Christopher Horn.
Christina Hernandez.
Anil Srivastava.
Garrick Williams.
Suzanne Duras.
Solomon Pong.
Lance Noller.
Jennifer Tan.
Lisa Benjamin.
Peter Maharaj.
Daniel Costamagna.
Manchung Eng.
I would like to now invite the healthcare executive MBAs to come forward.
Titus Obwafer.
Anne Pham.
Sonia Kiselak Dunsonberry.
Michelle Fan.
Nasli Bagnia.
Babak Kamsi.
Kim Mikes.
Dennis Kiyomiya.
Christopher Frith-Smith.
Isabel John.
Dr. Anjan Batra.
Kyle Mendez.
Rahema Faleki.
Ramalakshmi Sundaram.
Dr. Ifani Goodwin Ogweli.
Doreen Carpio.
Dr. Arash Anavim.
Sotari Chung.
Jay Kaiser.
Joe Jung.
Rakesh Singh.
Lana Dobbs.
Utpal Kampolya.
Ramprasada Burgu.
Dr. Marcel Frey.
Mayil Krishnam.
Chandana Lal. Krishna Medasani.
I would like to now invite the fully employed MBAs to come forward.
Alana Gephardt.
Esther Chong.
Jordan Dufault.
Anna Cruz.
Mona Temori.
Anne Menard.
Daniel Tom Gray.
Tae Hee Lee.
Dan Malko.
Julian Naruto Clark.
Sean Conant.
Harsh Maraka.
Carson Bloomquist.
Andrew Marcus.
Michelle Chu.
Ashley Migliaro.
Diana Vo.
Christina Anderson.
Travis Fletcher.
Lena Damadikari.
Elizabeth Stevenson.
Gabriella Mariani.
Monica Kapoor.
Tasuni Ken Matsunaga.
Ina Sheshin Varshavora.
Jonathan Yip.
Ashok Singhal.
Miranda Foster Cow.
Brandon Ito.
Heidi Hee Kyung Kim.
Rod Delos Reyes.
Karen Lomas.
Sean Stanowski.
Adrian Hermosillo.
Courtney Kent.
Iris Newen.
Amber Gorbett Makor.
Sakina de Woodby.
Amy Jane.
Ming Tran Saucy.
Myrna McHale Bowles.
Derek Mosserman.
Ricky Torres.
Reed Whitney.
Kenneth Miller.
Sammy Baydoun.
Pratiti Mehta.
Shayon Mondegari.
Sanji Sivakati.
Christine Cho.
Haoteng Chu.
Jenny Lee.
Olivia Wu.
Pedram Bagbanian.
Lugene Kapanes.
Matthew Beck.
Mary Lee.
Nicholas Ortega.
April Emsley Walker.
Billy Rosenberg.
Yi Hu.
William L. Faith III.
Hanley Chan.
Jiawen Yao.
Richard Kong.
Natalie Sui.
Justin Hanzik.
Kayla Kratz.
Devin Lauren Sarah.
Christopher Boswell.
Dina Gordon.
Dan Peddy.
Vishaka Mittal.
Jonathan Martinez.
Nilu Pojati.
Stephen Tully.
Noor Akkad Kaza.
Chris Goswiller.
David Liu.
Julian Wei.
Elaine Liu.
Robert Garcia.
Joe de Guzman.
Joanne Sue.
Remy Viada.
Heather Hinman.
Amy Howland.
Bilal Mogis.
Dr. Alex Chacon IV.
Paul Jubber.
Stephen Edmund Cadaback.
Harry Penn.
Roy J. Bagot.
Jessica Wolfert.
Rikish Patel.
Lisa Acton.
Jamil Waki.
Zira Guerrero.
Paul Gaiby.
Joshua Ian Zeideman.
Daniel Lee.
Gavin Bai.
Gregory Stratford.
Robert Fernandez.
Heidi Juradini.
Abraham Tiger Feng.
Rebecca Joe.
Todd Brake.
Maria Aurora Frias.
Ryan Hansen.
Valentina Obafunwa.
Kurt Stewart.
Roger Chin.
Kenny Smith-Narnick.
Michael Wong.
Ian Seward.
Mara Figueroa.
Freddie B.
Mimi Go.
John Coughlin.
Fahim Nasri.
Brandon Belil Lamoureux.
Jonathan Chun. Kevin Carmody. DK Cato. Nathan Yee.
Right, got it. Okay, great. Congratulations, MBAs. That's awesome. Okay, this is just the third year that the Paul Merage School of Business has been granting a Master's of Professional Accountancy. I would like to ask all the candidates for the degree of Master's of Professional Accountancy, if you're not already up here, to rise, please, and remain standing. Provost Lavernia, I'm delighted to present the candidates for the degree of Master's of Professional Accountancy.
With the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended by your faculty, admitting you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which pertain to those degrees, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the university.
Garina Bedrosian.
Leila Rahimiha.
Joanna Prieto.
Audrey Quach.
Kylie Dunnington.
Chinkuo Wong.
Dana Chmielewski.
Yi Rong.
Caitlin Welch.
Juan Ma.
Xiaojing She.
Alicia Zane.
Sydney Wan.
Yopo Zane.
Ida Han.
Kite Chung.
Shintong Lu.
George Chi Kwan Chan.
Jeff Yu.
Yen Yen.
Surgan Singh.
Jia Liao.
Jing Shi.
Zichen Yen.
Fanying Liao.
Yiran Yao.
Yanni Law.
Lia Ji.
Jing Ni.
Yujia Wu.
Rung Jae Hee.
Jason Luon.
Tiffany He.
Eric Chu.
Michelle Lee.
Marisol Hobbs.
Jesse He.
Cedric Nguyen.
Yuming Zhang.
David Choi.
Jainan Zhang.
Alice Wu.
Beitran Lu.
Richard Letman.
Sujia Yin.
Jonathan Fan.
Anchi Liang.
Douglas Kwan.
Rixie Fang.
Ima Chan.
Stephanie Tadaki.
Fiona Fu.
Lu Yao Yang.
Nguyen Lee.
Mingdai Jeli.
Lu Chang Wang.
Juyan Nam.
Snow Yu.
Young Suk Yu.
Zian Zhou.
Johnny Aoyang.
Selena Zane.
Jeremy Watkins.
Chao Yi Lee.
Kevin Ding.
Kevin Vu.
Dorina Bula.
Young Young.
Stephanie Rivera.
Kongda Lee.
Samin Anjam.
Shuang Su.
Linley Chen.
Dominic Trin.
Aaron Tan.
Yiqing Zheng.
Raymond He.
Song Send. Reisheng Zhou. Joseph Zoll. Rebecca Huey. Michael Stankovic. Robert Warren Dias III. Holly Vincenzini. Maria Hernandez. Praveen Nanja.
This year, before I do that, congratulations, Master in Professional Accountancy. Let's give them a hand. Okay, next order of business. Go ahead and be seated, thanks. This year, the Paul Merage School of Business is proud to be granting the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration to 130 undergraduates. That's a disproportionate amount of noise from 130 people. That's good. I like it. You're excited. Why don't you stand up, please? Undergraduate candidates. Provost Lavernia, I'm delighted to present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration.
With the authority vested in me by the Regent of the University of California, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended by your faculty, admitting you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which pertain to those degrees, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the university. And now, bachelors, I invite you to take part in a time-honored tradition. Since days long ago, when students were first identified by the caps and gown they wore, those who had not yet earned a degree wore the tassel on the right side of the mortarboard. When the degree was conferred, the scholar moved the tassel to the left side and joined select company. So now, following that academic tradition and in recognition of your new status, bachelors, turn your tassels.
Associate Dean Rixo, please present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration.
Now, I would like to invite the Bachelors of Art in Business Administration to please come forward.
Jessica Halprin.
Mary Doe.
Christina Spauer.
Elaine Shai.
Kelly Jean Cassidy.
Jasmine Ye.
Jonathan Jang.
Natalie Ann Flores.
Nicole Chan.
Genesis Navio.
Dorothy Ra.
Sayamara Navoa.
Evangelina Dizit-Tam.
Suchel Oriba.
Dominic Neem.
Maria Cuerpo.
Sherry Nguyen.
Lena Salhop.
Ken J. Lin.
Melanie Kasparian.
Vin Luong.
Richard Yanrui Fan.
Ryan Rodriguez.
Vivian Tsai.
Alexander Fung.
Rebecca Wong.
Tori Reynolds.
Lisa Tran.
Delvir Thind.
Angela Clarice Campagna.
Christian Calderon.
Michelle Lee.
Louis Caldino.
Samantha Emma Conception.
Nathan Schleifer.
Cherish Corpus.
Twin Nguyen.
Rudo Hirayama.
Nadir Ordubade.
Daniel La.
Kevin Sweeney.
Vanessa Chavez.
Holly Smith.
Elaine Torn.
Tone Law.
Samantha Yo.
Zhang Sheng Ye.
Jessica Wong.
Yashi Menga.
Amanda Liu.
Joyce Gagari.
Asia Horn.
Catherine Imi Higashida.
Naomi Mori.
Ashley Can.
Janice Chu.
Monica Santoso.
Candice Yip.
Agnes Chung.
Kim Quen Lei.
Rain Liu.
Lixing Chang.
Abby Joe.
Ryan Wynn.
Winyu Pan.
Timothy Kwan.
Young Sing Yon.
Angela Lim.
Erin Zhang.
Emily Yang.
Jamie Ye.
Annie Tam.
Cindy Cow.
Kevin Tu.
Claire Lee.
Bonnie Ing.
Colby Snyder.
Jessica Ching.
Patrick Nguyen.
Ryan Teo.
Megan Tang.
Tracy Lam.
Bennett Castillo.
Carmen Lee.
Mitchell Wong.
Melanie M.
Noemi Ayala.
Kristen Chin.
Edith Esparza.
Amanda Gee.
Mai Tai Rendon.
Emily Fu.
Jasmine Yvette Juarez.
Joanna Say.
Xijing Wu.
Princess Chelsea Manalo.
Jing Lee.
Casey Wynn.
Kungkwe Chi.
Josephine Lai.
Andrew Chen.
Ben Yan.
Andrew Sengho Chung.
Jeremy Wu.
Yuri Shimizu.
Kyle Shivers.
Amanda Pham.
Gigi Shu.
Tiffany Takeda.
Elaine Lee.
Holly Tran.
Pei Hong Lee.
Evan Washington Aguilar.
Wenjing Zhang.
Bashar Jajor.
Peter Liu.
Diana Andrade.
Hira Lee.
Catherine Cass.
Sang Quach.
Thomas William Hare.
Christy Tao.
Sebastian Staziak.
Lena Wong.
Jasmine Pearson.
Miko Torregosa.
Reed Zeiss.
Adrian Trevino.
Tiffany Kema Tam.
Derek Nakafuji.
Christina Martinez.
Nicole Gasio.
David Chem.
Zachary Ferguson.
Elizabeth Lichu Tang.
Xian Deng. Myra Martel. Lilibeth Gonzalez. Amy Nguyen. Kevin Chang.
Okay. Well, congratulations to all of our graduates. You may be seated in the back. And I think I'm supposed to officially say that, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Paul Merage School of Business Class of 2016 graduates. So let's give them another round. So you know what? You can stay standing. I think this is appropriate. We've got some, they were worried, the aisle monitors thought you were going to get out of hand, but you're okay, all right? This is awesome. I love to see this enthusiasm. And I just want to echo two things. I want to echo what Kwaku said, to say thanks to all of those people that are out here and the people that have come from all over the country, the state, the world, people that aren't able to be here today. Say thank you to them for supporting you as you pursued this dream of higher education. And almost without fail, as you crossed the stage, half of you I was able to shake your hand. It was a pleasure, it was an honor, and almost without fail you all said thank you. And you know what? I want to say thank you to all of you for choosing to come to the University of California, Irvine, and for choosing the Paul Merage School of Business. I know you're going to make us even prouder than we already are of you, and continue to contribute to your respective communities, families, and so forth. Now the last thing we have to do, and I'm still a little bit junior at this, so I get criticized sometimes, but we got to do the zot. That's why I wanted you to stay standing, right? Okay, so I'm told I'm supposed to bring it up, and then you bring it down because the anteater's snout bends down a little bit, right? Am I right, Mary? Yeah, okay. I'm looking at my zot critic over here. She's got me. Okay, but I do know that what we're supposed to do now is we're supposed to say what? Zot, zot, zot. Well done. Okay, so now you can take your seats because it will be, there's no other items on the agenda other than for the recessional march. And so I'm going to ask that the audience remain seated and we will clear the stage, and then I'm going to once again extend the invitation for all of you to join us over at the Merage School facilities. We'll have some light refreshments and opportunities for you guys to celebrate together over there, okay? So thank you again, congratulations again, and we'll see you on the other side of campus.